All right, welcome back to part 3. On this part, we were in Himeji and Nagano.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. First of all, I want to show you guys these red or pink kiwis they have here. Shane has been eating all of mine, so I just wanted to share one with you before they were all gone. They're pretty cool. They're delicious. I don't know how much better they are, but I do think they are a little bit better than the green and the gold ones. So, all right. We left early on the 22nd. Grabbed an eki ben for the train. It was delicious. Then we took our first Shinkansen to Himeji.
Yeah, I feel like you should tell them what an eki ben is.
Oh, eki ben is a train bento box. So you can get train bentos and plain bentos and all kinds of bentos, and they're just prepared boxes of food that are just great to eat, and they're pretty fresh. A lot of them are made locally in whatever prefecture you're in. And it's a cheap, easy, delicious meal that you can just have on a train.
I think the funny part to me is that Japanese don't have what we think of as breakfast food.
Mm-mm.
So, like, it's like, oh, here, have your pork and your rice. It's breakfast time, no problem.
Steak time for breakfast.
You're not eating pancakes for breakfast. No, yeah, none of that.
None of that. Like curry.
Yeah, but it's still good.
So we took a train to Himeji. So Himeji Castle is an early 1600s castle. It was built for war. It's a samurai castle, so it's not opulent and beautiful like a lot of these palaces and other things that you'll see around. But it was super cool to see something that was all original. I know they've taken it apart and put it back together a few times, but it's supposed to all be the original wood from the castle. So it's really pretty cool. Yeah. And we walked around that for, 2 hours, went all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, got real narrow on the stairs. It was a lot of fun. I think I really, did you have anything on that?
No, it was fine.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was pretty. There were a lot of stairs.
Yeah, a lot of stairs.
I think I was just worried about everybody else with us. So going up and down the stairs, especially the day before was the day that we went to
Monkey Park.
the monkey park.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey Park Part 1.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had already done a lot of walking, so I was just really worried about everybody's feet and getting up and down, and the kids and my parents, and
Yeah.
but everybody survived the castle.
And then right next to the castle grounds was a place called Kokoen Park. It's one of those very traditional Japanese gardens with the koi fish and the waterfalls and the moss everywhere, and it was very, very pretty. We walked through that. It was just me, Shane, and Clark, because everybody else was taking a break. But it was really very pretty. I really, I can't describe enough how cool it was. Like, picturesque in every way. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. It's very meditative, just walking through those gardens. Yeah.
Yeah. We also, so then after that, we went back to the train. We had to very quickly grab our luggage because we had it in luggage storage areas while we were doing all of our exploring, and then we had to get back on the next train. Although when I say train, this was the day that we took a couple of Shinkansens, which is a bullet train.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the bullet train? I thought it was fine.
It
doesn't feel like, it's not like you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going so fast.
No, we've been on trains like this in Germany, and they're fast, and they look fast when you're driving by things, but you're like, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so we took a bullet train because then the trip from Himeji to Nagano was pretty long, and we had a couple of transfers along the way.
Yeah, it was fine. It all worked out, I think, pretty well. We got into Nagano, and we decided that everything was closed by the time we got there. And it was only like 7 o'clock, but the city shuts down early. But we decided to get a private van for the next day to hopefully limit the amount of walking everybody could do, try to save everybody's feet a little bit.
I also had a really, really bad cold, and was just sucker punching my way through the last couple of days. I probably had COVID.
Yeah.
But
luckily, I only started feeling bad the second to last day when we were already in Tokyo, and Clark was sick, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 days after you for a little bit, but it was okay.
Yeah, so we got a private, I got a private van. It wasn't that expensive to like get us where we needed to go the next day. And we started at Zenkoji Temple, which I really liked. I'm used to going to the Shinto shrines, and this was a Buddhist temple, and there were actual like Buddhists there doing prayer, which was really cool.
Yeah, one of the gentlemen inside the facility said, "Yeah, it's one of our really big Holy Weeks." And they were doing big prayers and having a lot of ceremony, and it was really kind of cool to get really close and see. We couldn't film it because they asked you really not to. But Zenkoji is a 7th century temple. It's a lot like Sensoji in its age, but it was really a lot less touristy, a lot less crowded than anywhere else, and you could really appreciate it for what it is. And most people there were there to practice and not just to gawk at things like we were. So.
Yeah.
There was a really cool underground tunnel that you could go through, and it was fun because they were chanting up above. But you go into this tunnel and it's pitch black, and the idea is mindfulness and just experiencing it. And so you're walking through this really pitch black tunnel with your hand on the wall just to guide you around, and you don't hear anything. It's just completely quiet under there, and you can't hear all the people. You know, there's like a whole ceremony going on above you, but it was really nice. I really liked that experience. Clark wanted to do it again, but it was really cool.
It was cool. Yeah. So then after that, we went. We headed to the Snow Monkey Park, which is another monkey park that is. This one is in Nagano, where the monkeys hang out in the onsens. That was definitely an interesting experience because where the guy dropped us off, he's like, "This is where it's supposed to be," and there's nobody around, and you're like,
"I don't know if this is where it's supposed to be."
Are you sure? I can't even describe how you're like, there would be other people here. This is a monkey park. There would be tourists here, and there was nobody, and we proceeded to walk.
Yeah, the guy's like, "It's up that hill." And there was this little old lady who was like, "Yeah, no, it's up that way." And we were like, okay, that's 2 people that confirmed it. So we start walking up this hill that has like a barrier saying no cars allowed. And as you're walking up, you notice there's just like fallen trees on the pathway, and nobody's upkept it at all. And you feel like you're going into the apocalypse as you're walking up this
Felt
place.
like something out of like Jurassic Park, where like there are signs that say Monkey Park, but are now on the ground and cut in half.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I hope the monkey park is here.
So it turns out that was the old route that people used to take, and they used to take it up to the monkey park. And it was actually drivable once upon a time, but they've since redone the entrance. And so we were walking up the old one, and we literally walked through like an abandoned, not a town, but a set of like a couple houses that were at the top of the thing that nobody lived in. Just had
to like climb in the dirt that
we
we
like,
almost fell down.
Yeah, all the dirt was falling away, and like, but it was kind of cool because we kind of had our own secluded forest walk in some ways, and there was like actual onsens coming out of the ground that we could see and you could feel, and be like, oh yeah, no, this is hot water coming right out of the ground. Isn't that kind of cool? But it was, yeah. But eventually it did meet up with the actual monkey park, which would have been a much easier way to get to.
Yeah, so we got to the monkey park. It was actually pretty funny. My first impression of the monkey park, this is the 3rd monkey park we have been to since being in Japan. We added these monkey parks because my mom really wanted to see some monkeys. Mm-hmm. So we saw monkeys, but we get there and there's like 3 monkeys. And it's a very small area, and you're like, did we just climb up this beaten path
for like an hour and 20 minutes
for 3 monkeys? I was definitely a little disappointed. And then the Planet of the Apes happened, and all the monkeys started coming down the hills because they fed them.
Yeah, they started
and all the
throwing out
monkeys
the food.
started pouring down the hill, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like a big steep hill, and they're just like falling down it. The name of the valley was Death. What was it called? Deathwind Valley or something like that. Where it was very kind of steep and like rocky on all sides, almost like a canyon. And you just see these monkeys like jumping, like flying down this hill. It was very kind of impressive. But after that, we went back to Nagano. We were kind of over it. We had tried to save our feet a little bit that day, which didn't really work out. And we tried to find some place to eat, and it's hard with kids because a lot of places don't like you bringing your kids out past a certain time to like izakayas and things like that, so we finally found this little brewery. And Cheryl and Gary were very excited because you could get like bee larvae and like crickets and pupusa, or I don't know, but like fly, all kinds of bug things. This was like a very vegan friendly, but also vegetarian friendly place, and they had all kinds of weird.
Are bugs vegan?
I don't think so, but vegetarian is what I said as well, so I don't know. It was very weird, but it was pretty cool. They got to have some pretty good. I mean, I tried some of it too. I had one of each, but
I liked the crickets. I thought they were good. I would eat crickets again.
yeah, but we got a lot of really cool stuff there, and then yeah, we went back to the hotel, and we were off to Fuji the next day.
Yeah.
So next video is going to be Fuji, Fujisan, and our experiences there. It was pretty cool.
All right. Until next time, stay tuned.
Bye.
When your heart is racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. No, I want you till the sun comes in the morning light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. 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 I'll never let you go.
March with Cheryl and Gary. Don't spit it back. You're supposed to share that with me. That's so rude.
Spit it back in. You're gonna have to cut all that out.
You're gonna have to what?
Cut all that. Okay. You better not post that.